Shalom. Before I get in this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Rahawah Kwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone that continues to rule very well. And shalom to the hopeful elect that's continually laboring his work, that's continually plowing, that's spreading his ministry and his gospel to the other members of the hopeful elect in all faith, true sincerity. Now, topic of this video is going to be entitled The Covenant with Death. Alright? In which, if the Spirit jumps on me to change the title, I might have to modify it a little bit. But this topic is concerning Esau, or the Edomites, which is the true biblical nationality of the so-called white man. Esau has made an agreement with death because the power that the so-called white man, I'm talking about the higher ups, started with the banking families, all right, the so-called elites, which run the world. Their power, where they get their power from, is from the left-hand side, which is Satan. All right, so they have made a covenant with death, right? Because the power that they received, right, is of wickedness and perverseness and everything that is contrary to what Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai has laid down, all right, which is the exact opposite of righteousness. All right, and the only way to make it, to make it into a society as being rich, having some sort of fame and, having innumerable amounts of dollars in your bank account, all right, being rich in this world, you have to basically sell out to Esau, which is the harbinger of death. All right, now that word harbinger goes into the definition messenger. All right, why is that, man? Because once again, Esau has made a covenant with death, and he is the messenger of death. All right, because Esau brings nothing but wickedness wherever he goes. All right, even in rulership, past rulerships like the Greek Empire, starting with the Greek Empire, right? When there were Edomite kings or Caesars that were set up, or rulers, should I say, the rulers of Esau that was set up during the Greek and Roman Empire. It didn't say, because they actually go into First Maccabees, in the book of First Maccabees, to speak about that, about how when Esau is put into seats of power, wickedness is multiplied throughout the face of the earth. So no matter what, if you sit an Edomite in a seat of rulership, in a seat of power, that's going to bring about wickedness. Why is that, man? Because Esau is fully aligned with the left-hand side, which is what? Death. Basically, that also goes into the word hell, right, in the Hebrew, which it doesn't mean a place where you burn forever. All right, that word hell in the Hebrew is I believe, if I'm pronouncing it right, is sharal, right, or sharal, which means the grave or the pit, which is synonymous with death. Okay, that's why in the same breath in the scriptures that Esau has made a covenant with death, and with hell he's at agreement. Now I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the scriptures, because like I said before, the only way to make it into this society as being rich, you have to sell out to the so-called white man, which is Esau. All right, in other words, you have to make a contract with Esau, all right, and you have to also, what's included in that contract is a sacrifice. All right, because you have certain celebrities that made certain sacrifices and giving up their dignity, giving up whatever they held dear, right, to make it big. All right, especially our people, man. All right. You might see one of their family members might have died, they might die unexpectedly, or they have something called a casting couch, right, where you basically give up your manhood. All right. So this when you make a contract with the devil, that's what happens. All right. You think that you're in good case, but it comes at a price, which ultimately is your life. That's the price for making it big in society, your life. All right. Now this is Isaiah, the 28th chapter, and I'm starting at the 14th verse. It says, "Wherefore hear the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shah, ye scornful men that rule this people which is in Jerusalem, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement." All right. So they made a covenant with death, right? In other words, the scornful men is talking about Esau, or Edom, the Edomites, the higher ups of Edom. All right. It said that rule this people which is in Jerusalem. All right. Which Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Whenever it speaks about Israel or Jerusalem or Zion, it speaks about the nation of Israel, because, like I said before, Israel is a people before it's a place. The place does not make the people make the place. All right. And it says, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. Because a covenant really, a covenant also goes to the definition of agreement. All right. They're bounded. They're bound together with death. All right. Whenever you think about Esau, you're thinking about death. All right, because that's what he brings with him. Okay. Has not history showed the what Esau brings with him, especially concerning the so-called Native American Indians? When Esau came over by way of Cristobal Colon, or Christopher Columbus, which the people know him by, and it's documented that he couldn't put his sword down for an hour because he was slaughtering so many so-called Native American Indians, man. All right, it was a complete, it was almost a genocide, man. All right, or should I say, it was an active genocide. All right, because you still got so-called Native American Indians that are still here. All right. And then you had the invention of the Gatling gun, which just completely mowed down the so-called Native American Indians. So like I said before, man, Esau brings nothing but death with him, man. All right. Now, reading on, it says, "When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us." And that's what they're saying, man. When the overflowing scourge, when they pass through, in other words, when calamity hits the shores of America, when all hell breaks loose, they're saying within themselves that it's not gonna come onto them, man. All right, they think that and nothing's bad gonna happen to them because they have this so-called Oslaki. They have their bunkers set up. They can have places of refuge to escape. And they're also saying, like as it is written, reading on, it says, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. And they have done that, man. All right, because all they've done is lie, all right, and push out falsehood, and because the ones that are in seats of power are of the stock of Amalek, which are today known as the so-called Jews. All right, and they prop themselves up as being the people of the Lord, the sons of the Most High, man, the children of Israel. in which they're not, man. They're phonies, fakes. Okay. And also too, the covering cast that's been put over the people by the hands of Esau, saying that giving them other nationalities like Asians, Africans, Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, East Indians, so on and so forth, man. All right. Now, Rena says, verse 16 said, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Bashim Shai, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation of stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. In that stone, which is the foundation, is talking about Yahweh Shai, who these people entering call Jesus. All right. Verse 17 said, judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the water shall overflow the hiding place. Verse 18 says, and your covenant with death shall be disannulled. All right. So that covenant that Esau has made with death is going to be disannulled. Why is that? Because death is going to flee away in that day, man. In other words, when the nation of Israel is set back up in rulership, and when righteousness rule over the planet Earth once again, basically it's going to be no need for death, man. All right. The last job that death will have to play on the planet Earth is going to be when Esau is gone. All right. When we get rid of Esau, when Esau is completely done away with after he served his time of slavery, that's when death is going to have to play is going to have to do his final job and get busy on Esau, man. All right. Because in that day, death is no longer going to be ruling in the kingdom. All right. Now, Rena says, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then you shall be trodden down by it. All right. So that covenant has been disannulled, right? Is going to be disannulled, should I say? And the agreement with hell, which is synonymous with death, which hell means the grave of the pit, shall not stand when the overflowing scourge shall pass through. Then you shall be trodden down by it. In other words, those scourges that have to be over, it's like it that's the overflow with the earth, right? That scourge is that is to be overflown, right? It's like I'm getting mixed up with my words. The scourge is supposed to come upon the earth that's going to overflow the earth, right? Slakia. It's going to pass through to them. All right, and they're going to be trodden down by that scourge, that same scourge. The same thing that they've been trying to escape from is going to get them, man. It's going to bite them in the butt cheek, man. All right, when they least expect it. All right, that's also a scripture where it says, as though a man flee from a lion. Actually, let me see if I can get that real quick. There's Proverbs, it's like Amos, the 5th chapter. I'm going to start at verse 18. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh Bashim Shai. To what end is it for you? The day of our Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai is darkness and not light. Right? Because see, the people are really they're begging for their own funeral, man. Why is that, man? Because the people are waiting for the Lord to return, and they think He's going to come back to deliver them. But when reality hits and when our Lord returns, they're not going to expect Him to return on the vehicles of salvation, of our salvation, should I say, by way of what these people call so-called UFOs. All right, which are the chariots of the Most High. So when the Lord returns in that fashion, the people are going to be looking dumbfounded in that day, man. All right, because they're going to expect a huge city to come down out of the clouds, whatever fairy tale that they push out in these churches. But the Lord's going to come back with a terrible fury. Okay, verse 19 says, if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went to a house. So this man fled from a lion and a bear. He hid himself in a house, right? He thought he escaped the danger. And that's these Edomites, man. They think they're going to escape the danger, right? Flee into whatever safe haven that they built it up. And guess what happened? It says, and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. So no matter what, man, the blood is going to be at the heels of Esau. Blood and death is going to be at the heels of Esau, and it's going to chase him down and overtake him, man, in that day. But the elites of the so-called white man Esau, they're going to escape from the thermonuclear missiles, which are set to destroy Babylon, which is America, and they're going to escape the thermonuclear missiles, right? But at the end of after everything is said and done, then we're gonna drag them out of those bunkers that they have set up, and out of those places that they hide themselves, and we're gonna take them right into slavery, man. All right, and Salakia, if you hear noise in the background, I'm in transit right now. On my way back, I'm going the other way now. The last video they had the same noise, but I'm going the other way now, going back. But yeah, so Esau can't escape, man. All right, even though he think he escaped the destruction, still, man, he's gonna go right into slavery, man. Right after everything is over and finished with. Okay. Now, I want to grab another precept. It's Revelation, the 6th chapter, in the 8th verse. Says, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse. And his name that sat on him was Death. All right. Now, did we not just read earlier about how Esau made a covenant with death? All right. So that pale horse, and actually, there was a woman, I can't think of her name, but she made a statement about, this is a direct quote from her, saying that they are their God's selection process. All right. And she also made a statement on top of that, saying that they are the pale horse. All right. In other words, they're death. All right. So, that even further solidifies the fact that Esau